What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the final day of the regular season. We got match number 18 in season number 12, and oh boy, do we have a banger lineup on stream tonight. Playoff bursts, postseason bursts, eliminations, all could be at stake tonight. And I am Rocker Man, happy to be joined by the one and only Mallow. Mallow, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, dude, Rocker Man, I've been aboard this crazy train the entire season. It's been crazy. It's been wild. We're here at the end of the season. We're streaming another rival game at least one other rival game tonight. I don't remember if we're doing another one because my mind is out the window here. But we're doing another one to start with here. It's been an absolutely insane season. So many teams are still in this thing, including the two we're going to start with. I'm super excited to be here. I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, no, I can't wait either, Mallow. And yeah, you're exactly right. Two of these teams to kick things off. We got Blaze versus Pineapples. Both these teams are trying to make it into the playoffs right here. Both of them are currently in that playoff position at the moment, Mallow. But there's still a chance they could fall down into the play-in. So a win here is gonna be, is gonna be crucial, and will lock either one of these teams up in a playoff spot.
Yeah, win is definitely what you want here. You control your own destiny. It's just like how it is for the Gorgons in the Novice League for my team that I'm on. We win, we're in. That's the same exact scenario here for this lineup here with the Blaze and Pineapple. Getting here, the Pineapple they clinch with the win. Um, and then the Blaze also they clinch with a win. It doesn't matter what else happens as far as if they win and if they need help or not, because if they win, they're in, and that's one of the greatest things about this series is there is no fingers crossed for these teams when it comes to if I win, will I be in? If you
Mhm.
win, you're in.
Yeah, no, that's always the most exciting part. You control your destiny, win, and you're in the playoffs. Lose, and hey, it's up in the air. So, like you mentioned, you want to control it. You want to make sure it happens. So, we'll see what happens here. And I want to give a couple of shout outs. I'm not sure if these ones are caught at the end of last stream, but I want to get them anyways. Shout out to C Money coming back for 34 months. Jacksoy gifting out 10 last stream. Neons coming back for 10 months, and then also Savage coming back today for 9 months. So much appreciated to all the subs and supporters. And yeah, we're also one follower away from 2,500, so that's kind of hype as well. So thank you all very much for supporting. And yeah, let's dive a little bit more in this matchup. We're just waiting for the players to hop on in here. But yeah, Blaze here looks like gonna be rocking with kizvy, Sanzo, and Zimity. And Mello, there was a big trade that happened in the middle of the season, sending two players on this Blaze team away from Vortex and onto this Blaze squad. So that was probably one of the biggest storylines of this Blaze season.
Yeah, and with Kizvy, even though he's the bottom of the Blaze roster when it comes to MMR, he has been an absolute stud when it comes to being on the pitch here. He has been what you needed on the pitch to keep this Blaze team afloat after that change, and it looks like we are getting the other team here maybe some interesting players here that I can see. Maybe there's some different names going on, but anyway, um, but we got Zimity, Sanzo, and Kizvy going to be playing for the Blaze, and that trade has been absolutely huge for the Blaze.
Yeah, no, a big trade there. Sending kizvy and Sanzo to Blaze in place of Boy Wonder, who got traded back to Vortex and then ended up going to Galaxy. So some big happenings in the middle of the season. And meanwhile, Pineapples, their rosters pretty much stayed the same throughout the season here. But however, Mallow, it looks like tonight they are missing one of their main players here. No flip 1010, the top player rating. They're messaging me that they were waiting for him, but he is not in the lobby. So that is going to be a big point here in this matchup. Will Flip be able to make it here? I mean, this is not an ideal start here. Mallow, before the match has even begun, you're missing probably your best player.
Yeah, You hate timing. It looks like he may have like redone his setup or something before this game, and it's definitely not the time you want to do that. So I'm not sure what his thought process was on that, but it is what it is. We move on, and here we are starting out here, and we're already seeing some offensive pressure from Blaze.
Yeah, we are going to get things underway here. Win and you're in the playoffs. Lose and you might just be heading down in the play-ins and have to work your way through that bracket. So both these teams trying to clutch up and get a win. Where you mentioned Blaze here in the orange tonight with Kizvy, Sanzo, and Zimity. Zimity, who they signed near the middle to end part of the season as well. And then Pineapples with Marco, Squintle, and then Spaceman, who is the sub up here from the Papayas from that lower league for Flip. So I know here it's going to be hard, Mallow, to replace a player the caliber of Flip leading the rival league in player rating. But Spaceman, he's gonna have to try to see if he can fill his big shoes.
Yeah, and I think he will. I think we will get surprised on there because there's a lot riding here, and they wouldn't just select anyone here to replace Flip here. They're going to go with someone they are very comfortable with, and they chose Spaceman here. So I will be extremely surprised if it hurts them more than helps them choosing Spaceman. But yeah, they definitely could use Flip here, but right now it's kind of a little bit of a back and forth, a double demo there by Marco and Kizvy. So a little bit of a 2v2 for a second, but yeah. Right now, the Pineapples are pushing.
Yeah, Pineapples in the Blaze zone, but Kizvy gonna get a long banging clear, looking for Sanzu, who sends it off the backboard. Spaceman gonna dive in on that challenge, able to send it back in to Blaze's end. Squintle tries to get that one through, but he's gonna be dunked away. Zim looking to send that one towards the net. The net is wide open. He just gotta put it in. Oh my goodness, he just missed it.
What?
The wide open net, Mallow, and Zimity, he could not hit it in.
Oh my goodness, that was a novice moment right there. Goodness gracious, what an unfortunate turn of events there for Pineapples. But I hope that's not any sort of oh my goodness, no. All right, okay, guys. I don't know if this is Rival or not, but I have not seen that many mistakes in Rival like that in quite a while, and. We got half of this game left still, Rockerman, and no one has scored. But it's been back and forth, though. That's the thing. It's been back and forth. However, Kizvy finally scores, finally getting the the Blaze team on the scoreboard. But Pineapples, they still haven't registered a shot.
Yeah, that one, finally, Kizvy's going to put it back in the net there. But yeah, a huge miss there from Zimity. And I was wondering if it was stream nervous, but this guy, he's been on stream before. But this is, a win or go home matchup. And, maybe just got the best of him right there as... I'm going to put that one in and a big miss. And another big miss here.
What is happening?
Marco not able to get the touch. And yeah, a couple of big misses so far as these teams... you have to wonder here if it's the pressure as Kizvy is going to put that one in and Blaze is going to send it in. But this game one is getting a little crazy.
It really is. There's definitely some pressure being felt. I am 100% convinced now because I can tell you that no matter what rank, knowing that you got to go for this and you got to do everything right. You can't make mistakes because you win, you're in. There is no question about what happens after that. So yeah, there's a lot of nervousness going on right now from both sides, but especially Blaze there, and I can't believe. Oh my goodness, we got our answer back for one of them here, and I'm guessing is that Squintle?
Yeah, that is Squintle there. Sanzo trying to get the clear out, but it's going to end up as a pass right to Squintle, who's going to send it in the back of the net there, and the Pineapple is going to cut into the deficit a little bit here in game number one as Blaze now going to hold on to a 1-goal lead. Marco trying to jump up early. That one's going to be pinched out off the car of Sanzo. Zimity pushing that one up. Spaceman sending it down, looking for Squintle. Spaceman again, waiting on it. That one's going closer to the net. Spaceman trying to race back, but it's just off target there. Blaze not able to send that one on as Squintle now gonna take control here, trying to find the dribble, but he's only gonna find Zimity as Spaceman gonna have to make the clear off the backboard and does. as this one's sent up towards the midfield. Marco gonna find a clear. Kizvy patiently waiting here. Gonna send this one up, trying to find one more, looking for Zimity. Zim taking this one up high, trying to find the follow. Gonna find the read off the backboard. Sanzo coming through now, putting off the backboard. Zim trying to jump up, but Spaceman is there first. Kizvy now off the ceiling, trying to find the follow. This one sent down. The net kind of open there, but Pineapple's not quite able to race back for it, as that one's going to be cleared away. And Mallow with 45 seconds remaining here. The Pineapples are in desperate need to find one goal here.
Yeah, they are, and I think they should have had one there, but they had no boost. So I'm not sure if it was boost management or boost stealing by the Blaze there, but they needed to do something there. Spaceman kind of had a goal there. He had an opportunity to at least get it more on target, and he didn't take that opportunity. But right now, the Pineapple, oh, that's a little bit of a backward touch, but Pineapples, they're not looking too bad. Both teams aren't looking too bad, other than the nervousness I think we're experiencing here. I suspect after this game one, because, you know, I told Flip, or was talking with Flip Monday, game one does matter, but it doesn't matter at the same time, because you're kind of getting a feel of what your team, what your opponent is doing. And so right now we've seen what Blaze and Pineapples are doing here. Blaze gets game one here, and that's good news if you're a Blaze fan.
Yeah, no, a big win here for Blaze. 2 goals there, but it was a little bit it was a little bit suspicious at times there. But they were able to pull out the victory in game number 1, taking a big win here and a step towards, you know, possibly sliding into that playoff spot there. So big ups there to them. And you know, it just seemed like to me, Mallow, the Pineapples just didn't quite have the offense needed. Only 2 shots in that last game, both by Squintle. And it just seemed like the offense wasn't quite what we need to see from them.
Yeah, I agree. But the one thing I will say, Rockerman, is that they had 2 shots, but the one that wasn't saved was a goal. So so it was 100% goal. 100% on the goals. I was trying to figure out how to word it there, but 100% on the goals. And for them to get that goal, that's great. Quality over quantity. But now they need to add a little bit of more quantity to that. The one thing I will say that I just saw there, I was about to say, one thing I haven't seen a lot of in game 1 was bumps and demos. And I fully suspect that will pick up here starting in this game 2, as we get a goal by Sanzo.
Yeah, Sanzo going to start the scoring out here for Blaze. Popping this one up, able to follow it off the ceiling by the last defender, and just able to walk that one into the back of the net. So nice play by Sanzo. Definitely one of the players that you got to be watching out for. Obviously, you mentioned that Vortex team was so solid at the beginning of the season, but making that trade definitely shook up the rival league for sure there, with Sanzo and Kizvy heading over to Blaze. And, you know, I know Sanzo and Kizvy both wanted to prove something, because they believed that Vortex team could have went all the way, but instead they are now on Blaze and trying to push their way into the playoffs here. As this one is going to be popped up in the midfield, trying to drop it down. Marco looking for the shot there. A great pass, but a great save comes through to push that one away, as Pineapples almost had a great opportunity. This one going to be pushed off their own backboard. Marco just going to try to take it around here. This one pops up in midfield. Squintle trying to drop it down, looking for Marco, but Zim is going to cut him off there. Spaceman on the dribble, but right into Zim's car. Squintle's going to look to control, able to send it up a long way. Pushing this one back, though, is Blaze towards the net. A bump comes through.
Oh my goodness.
The bump on the back end, and Sanzo is going to get the goal.
Oh man, you know, you could have argued that he was going for a touch at the same time, but what a fantastic bump, because that's exactly what he was going for there, was that bump. What a fantastic bump there. And now the Blaze team, they're up. They're sizzling 2-0 here as they're trying to go for a 3rd goal. And Rockerman, this series is starting to walk away from the Pineapples so far.
Yeah, it is kind of getting away just a little bit here. Pineapple's going to have to find a way to bring it back down and get it back in their favor, as a touch attempt comes out from Zim, but not quite on target. As kizvy dropping this one down. Sanzo is going to help him out there. Throwing this one again off the ceiling. Zim trying to get up. Marco going to meet him in the midfield. Spaceman going to bang this one out. But Sanzo, he's waiting on the wall. Able to send it back towards the net. Forcing a jump up here by Squintle. This one again in the midfield. Kizvy beating out the pineapples. Trying to suffocate him a little bit here as Kizvy pops it up. Sanzo is jumping. Spaceman over the top. That one just off the post. Marco has to get up to it to clear that one off as pineapples desperately looking to break out of their zone, but every time they attempt to do so right now, it seems like Blaze has that catch, has that control, Mallow, and pineapples, they just can't find a way to break out.
Yeah, no, they can't, and I think it's kind of, I don't want to sound this way because I'm not trying to, but I think it's almost like a 2v3 where they're having Spaceman sit back just a little bit and try to play a little bit of twos with the other two as Sanzo gets the hat trick in this game, and it's the Sanzo show so far for this series.
Yeah, Sanzo just gonna collect that one. Not a great touch by Marco out in the midfield, and Sanzo is just gonna take that one all day and put it in the back of the net here. And yeah, right now 3-0 in favor of Blaze here, as that one is going to be taken down and popped up. Kizvy trying to do something. Going to need some help from Zim. Try to put that one there. As this one's sent just off target. Squintle trying to get to it, but it's just behind him. As Spaceman trying to jump up, trying to keep some pressure here. As they desperately need it here in game 2. Down by 3. But Blaze looking to keep on the attack here. Is this one going to get by 1? Blocked up here. Squintle taking it up. Gonna a little bit of a side flip or back flip there. He's still going to try to pop it on net, but Zimity, he's waiting right there. The 50 comes through. It's going towards the net, and Marco is going to body it all the way in, and the pineapple is going to find a goal here.
Oh my goodness. What a play there by Marco. Getting the flip reset, it looked like. I think he did. I couldn't tell. But my goodness, just absolutely bodied that ball into the goal. Great job trying to keep this pineapple team in as, wait a minute, as Marco gets another one. It's not over yet, Rockerman. I mean, I didn't think it was over yet, but now it's definitely not over as 2 goals within like 5 seconds, really, by Marco, and we got a 3-2 ball game.
Wow, and that one, a crazy turn of events. You get 1 goal there on the big 50, another one off the kickoffs, and all of a sudden here, with only 1:30 remaining here, another shot coming on target here. The Pineapples are trying to bring it back and see if they can snag away this game number 2. Try to tie this series up. This one pushed down midfield. Squintle, a little bit of an awkward flip back there. He is going to get it off to the side, but Kizvy is racing. Spaceman trying to get to that one. Marco, he's going to beat it by 2 defenders. Simity trying to collect this one. Going down the midfield, going to flick it over the top of one, looking to try to find a follow, but 50 comes through in the midfield. It's back into Blaze's end. This one going to be sent up high. Blaze sending that one on toward that. Squintle has to get up big, and he does there. So we're down to 1 minute remaining here. Blaze trying to put some pressure on, forcing a double commit, but Spaceman gets it out, sends it a long way. Kizvy got to make that touch. It's only so far as the backboard here. As this one popped up high, Marco trying to stop it. This one pinched up in the midfield. The net may be open here, but Kizvy able to get that high pop there as they're trying to send it in. This could be a counterattack opportunities. We're down to the final 30 seconds. Pineapple's trying to send it in. A demo comes through. Ball out in the midfield. Zim, not a lot of boost. Gonna get that one up high. But Pineapple's got to put the pressure on right now if they're going to want to tie this one up and send it to overtime. Kizvy on the midfield. Spaceman can't get over to it. Zim is going to send it in, and Blaze is going to put their lead back to 2.
Yeah, they extend it back to 2 here, and unless something crazy happens here, I think we're gonna be seeing a Blaze 2-0 series lead here with match point. This Pineapples team, Rockerman, they really need to pick up the offensive pace because they're kind of trying to do a lot of counterattacking, and it's not going to work for them, as we've seen so far.
Yeah, it hasn't quite worked out like they would like here, as it looks like they are going to fall down 2-0 in the series. Blaze looking for one more, can't quite find it, but Blaze playing pretty solid here, Mallow, in this series thus far. I mean, a big performance from Sanzo with the hat trick there. A lot of pressure, 10-4 in favor of Blaze, and now the Pineapples are going to have to try to pull back the nearly impossible here. Try to pull back this reverse sweep with a lower league sub up. It's gonna be a tough road here for sure, Mallow, for them to try to make it back in this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And just like game one, Pineapples, they made both of the goals that weren't saved. Blaze only had 2 saves. Of course, Pineapples only had 4 shots, as you mentioned. But um, each of the shots that weren't saved went into the goal. So if they can increase that pressure, increase the aggressiveness, and start pushing to the Blaze side of the pitch and not just wait for counterattacks, they will pretty much have a good chance of confusing and even overcoming the Blaze team here, and which now they do because as you mentioned, they would need to reverse sweep them.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for sure here for the Pineapples. But they're gonna have to try here. This is playoffs on the line here. This series, if whoever wins this one will guarantee themselves a spot in that top 6, straight into that playoff bracket, and not have to worry about possibly being in the play-ins there. You don't want to have to be in those best of fives. Oh my goodness, that pass down! Kizvy and Zim finding each other to start out game 3.
Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. And Zim with no boost doesn't need boost for that when you're on the back wall and you just trying to send it straight down and over the defenders. Beautiful play by the Blaze team, and they're starting to cook.
Yeah, they are starting to cook here, and they are smelling the sweep here, trying to confirm themselves into that playoffs here, and they're doing well so far. This one's dropped right down again to Zim. They are finding each other all over this Pineapples goal line.
I knew Zim was going to turn. I was wondering when it was going to happen. What a beautiful play there. Just basically right on Zim's nose in front of the goal. Zim just needed to turn. And 2-0 here with not even 30 seconds passing. The Pineapples, they have a tall task ahead already for this game 3.
Yeah, they do, and their task just got a little bit more tough here in this one as the hill to climb has gotten taller. As Zim is sending out the midfield, Sanzo trying to push that one on. As this one sent out of the midfield, Kizvy is up, he's shooting it towards the net.
My goodness.
He's putting it in the back, and this hill might just be growing into a mountain.
Yeah, we might be going across mountain ranges after another minute or so, Rocker Man, because if things continue, I don't know if I can say that they can come back from that, because it's been relentless by the Blaze team here, and oh my goodness, they're gonna get another one. Yep. Well, it may not even be another minute. It may be another 20 seconds at this point. It's very obvious that they're missing, their main player, the #1 player rating in rival here with Flip. So, I'm not sure the circumstance with him. It's unfortunate. Hopefully it doesn't affect them from being able to completely, miss the play-ins or postseason. But, you would hate to see that after all that opportunity. And oh my goodness, Marco finally getting something on the board, and a little bit of life is coming back into the Pineapples right now.
Yeah, they're finally able to find one. A little bit of a double quit. Sanzo can't quite get to it. It's going to pinch into his net. But, hey, you know what? That's something here for Pineapples. And there's still 350 remaining in this game number 3. So we've seen them get a couple of kickoffs, a couple of quick goals. So we know they can score. But can they keep the pressure? A little bit of a double quick comes through. This pass down to the midfield. Squintle has to get up and get big there. He does, able to get that block. As Blaze still trying to keep the pressure on. It's in the Pineapples end. Spaceman trying to get it. A 50 comes through. Marco looking to take control. Trying to get out to Squintle. In the midfield. Squintle passing it down there. But Spaceman not quite ready to put that pressure on as this ball is sent up. Kizvy out of the midfield. Can't quite find that one. As it's sent back in to the Blaze zone. This ball popped up. Sanzo just holding it. Trying to stay with it. Squintle there. A flip reset comes through. Nice play there. As this one sent up high. Another mid-air bump there by Kizvy. As this one blocked down. A little bit of a double commit though comes through. As this is an opportunity here for Spaceman. He's trying to take it up. Trying to take it underneath. Looking for the 50. Gonna find the flip reset. But not quite able to use it as he would like. And right now, Mallow, things have died down a little bit here in this game number 3. Pineapple still holding on are still trying to hold on and see if they can overcome that 3-goal deficit.
Yeah, as a shot on goal there by Squintle, Sanzo able to save it, but they're still putting on the pressure, and Marco able to get a goal there. They're definitely not out of this, Rocker Man, and I'm like I said, I wasn't going to count him out just yet. Marco, earlier was throwing in the white flag, but here he is scoring both of the goals so far from Squintle assists.
Hey, maybe a little bit of some mind game tactics here, as Rocket League can be very mental here, and maybe Marco just getting that mental going a little bit here, as they were down 4, but now only down by 2, and we're nearing the halfway point, or past the halfway point of this one. This one rings off the post, but Pineapple's still in this one, 2 goals straight here for them, but they are gonna have to find 2 more to extend this series to at least a possible overtime. This one gonna get beat out. Marco gonna get off the wall there, trying to get up to that one. Gonna find the 50. Squintle is racing out there, gonna flip out to this one, trying to make something happen, taking it off the ceiling, looking to drop it down, trying to find his teammate Marco. He's not quite able to get there. A really good opportunity as the Pineapples are putting on the pressure right now. Blaze a little bit starved in their corner. This one popping up. 2 players off the backboard, both with not a lot of boost. A demo comes through on the back end. Spaceman forced to send this one up high. Zim is going to beat him to it here. The time ticking. This ball is sent down. Spaceman trying to extend it, looking to push it towards the midfield. This ball is going to pop up. Squintle going to try to do something here. He's sending it towards the backboard, but Zim is on top of that one as another demo comes through. A minute and a half remaining. Pineapples, Mallow, they're putting on the pressure. They're trying to break one through and seeing if they can push themselves to another game.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to wake up here. They're definitely showing a little bit of life here. I think we're seeing much better gameplay all around from the Pineapples. They need to continue this. They only have about a minute left. Spaceman making a great save there, keeping it alive, making sure that the Blaze can't run away with it. But it was all for naught as Zim passes it to Kizvy, and Kizvy gets a goal here. 5-2. Kizvy getting his hat trick. I'm not saying it's sealed, but I think Pineapples need a miracle.
Yeah, they are going to need a little bit of a miracle here now. Once again, down by 3, under a minute remaining. Zim looking for the Cookser pinch, going to find it down the field here. And Pineapples, every second here is ticking by. The time is wasting away here for their chances at the playoffs. Possibly. This one's sent out. Blaze, though, just know they just got to hold on. Looking for another one here. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my
Sanzo
goodness.
down the field. An absolutely insane angle and probably sealing this one up.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to seal the deal. Kizvy getting both a playmaker and a hat trick in this game, getting 3 apiece on that, and Kizvy absolutely an MVP of this game 3 here. But if you're the Pineapples, you want to try and get something to potentially prepare yourselves. Because you're not out of the postseason just yet, but you have a much harder road so far.
Yeah, and as the time ticks down here, it looks like that is going to do it. Blaze going to come through, going to get the sweep off here and clinch themselves a spot in that postseason. So big congratulations to them on clinching that one up there with this huge win. And Mallow, they just all in all, just an excellent performance from Blaze on pretty much every facet of the game.
Yeah, it really was, and you could make the excuse of the number 1 player rated person in Rival not being there with Flip, and making the decision to bring up a sub up from a different league, up to Rival, but really you had plenty of opportunities to try and make something happen, and you just didn't make it happen. And so, it is unfortunate for the Pineapples. It definitely isn't a showcase of what they've been able to do this season. But not all is lost for them. We'll see what happens. But congratulations to Blaze. They are now in the playoffs with this sweep, with this victory. I suspect they will probably go deep within the playoffs.
Yeah, no,
But it
they're
is very competitive, though.
yeah, yeah, rival league is very competitive, but yeah, they have a great shot here to send it a long way. So I'm sure we will see a lot more of Blaze in the playoffs there. And Pineapples now, they're gonna have to do a little bit of scoreboard watching after that one, hoping for another loss here, hoping for the Knights to lose to Hydra if they're able to have that happen. If Knights lose to Hydra, Pineapples will also clinch a playoff berth. So kind of hoping that happens, if you're a Pineapples fan. But all in all, a great series from Blaze here. Pineapples, they didn't quite perform like we wanted to, but they're still going to be in the postseason regardless of this result here. It's just a matter of playoffs versus play-ins to start things off. So we'll have to see where they're gonna end out, Mallow. But it was definitely an interesting matchup, and congrats to Blaze, and best of luck to both these teams the rest of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to the Blaze. It was the battle of the two of the lowest cap rooms available, using every single cap room they had. Obviously, the Pineapple did have a sub up for that, but um, congratulations to Zim, Sanzo, and Kizvy there for doing that. I'm very curious as to MMR, especially in Rival, isn't as big of a deal. So I'm very curious as to why Jtron wasn't there. But as we could see, um, they were able to bring out the sweep from the Blaze, just setting a blaze to the Pineapples, and they're going to the playoffs. I'm very curious what they're going to do.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it shakes out for them going forward. But yeah, congratulations to Blaze clinching the playoffs. But with that being said, we are going to have to head to a little bit of a break. But when we come back, we got some more Rival League action about to hit your screens here. And this one, the last one had some stakes. This one has some even more stakes here, as it's Distortion versus Lightspeed. Winner clinches the play-ins. Loser may just be eliminated. So Pineapples and Blaze, they at least had the solace of knowing that, hey, they're in the postseason no matter what. For these two teams, Mallow in this next one, it's win or you could be going home. So we know the stakes are going to be ramped up.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's even more pressure than what we just saw here. And we saw Lightspeed on Monday, and they were an extremely scary team. So I can't wait for that one, Rocker Band. I'm happy to be able to cast this one with you. I don't know if you wanted to do anything else related to talking about postseason while we did have a couple of minutes, or if you just wanted to take the extra time because you are also streaming. Shout out to you for that. And also, by the way, shout out to the entire staff team to Nemesis this season, because we've had a rough time when it has come to the stream for a couple of seasons there, but this is the first time we have not missed a stream in a couple of seasons, which is great for the league, for Rocket League, because we get to bring the excitement to you as we did Monday, as we're doing tonight, and as we're going to do here in the postseason coming up. Super excited, but shout out to all of the staff members that have been able to make this happen.
Yeah, definitely a lot of work behind the scenes. So shout out to everybody who's been helping out, making the streams run smoothly and keeping things going. Big ups to all you guys who couldn't do without you. So much love as always. But yeah, with that being said, we are gonna head to a little bit of a break here. But like I said, when we come back, Distortion versus Lightspeed. Win you're in, lose, and you might just be heading home. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will see you guys in a little bit.